How to make your haircut even, that's what we're talking about today. So if you happen to get a haircut or you're attempting to cut your hair yourself, you know, these are really important tips. This happens very, very often, and it could happen to anyone as a professional, where you give someone a haircut and it's not perfectly even. I joke around and I try to say I'm even Steven, but there's times I could be uneven Steven, all right? I try to shoot for even Steven. So what happens is, it could be any reason that the haircut just could be off, it could be imbalanced, it just may not be perfectly even or whatever it is, and unfortunately it's a bad situation. So let's just do this. I hate to do this, butcher this beautiful haircut that I've done, but let's just say that you go home or you're cutting your hair yourself and this situation happens. You pull all your hair up and you go, wait a minute, like, why is this happening? And let me know in the comments below if you've ever experienced this. I'd love to know. But how do you fix something like this? Well, obviously this shorter hair, it's cut, it's gone. It's not going to magically grow longer and even out with this on its own. The best scenario and the only thing you can really do, I hate to say, is you have to cut the longer part shorter to match this. And how do you do that? Well, the best way to become an even Steven is to literally hold the hair straight up like this. Now, if you drop your elbow down, there's a chance that you could be cutting it on an angle. If you go too up this way, you could be cutting short to long, but you want to try to keep your elbow like, I'll even like this, pretty level, so that the elbow almost matches up exactly with the section you're cutting. Now, also notice my fingers. My fingers here are parallel or in line with the section right here that was already cut short. So the best way to cut this straight is to basically follow that same pattern right there and cut it straight across. All right, so now we have an even Steven haircut right there and an even layer. And the best thing to do is to double check. So right now, all right, I'm seeing that it's still not perfectly even. And there we go. That's much better now. So what do you have to do? And I'm doing this on dry hair. Sometimes you have to do it on damp hair. But if you want your haircut to be even, and how do you make it even, is basically finding the guideline or, unfortunately, the shortest piece that is not making the hair look even. So let's bring this up again. There's the longer pieces. Now all I'm doing is connecting them because I have a guide. The guide is you're taking that hair that was cut short, and now what you're doing is you're actually blending and balancing the whole thing out. So as you can see, it's no longer uneven. And it's important to do this throughout the entire top of the head, you know, section by section, and really go through everything literally with a fine-tooth comb, no pun intended, but go through with a fine-tooth comb and make sure that everything is even and balanced out. All right, now, if you have a haircut where you may want the hair to be a little bit longer in the front, doing this may not be the best thing because you could actually be cutting off length that you really shouldn't be cutting because the haircut is meant to be longer in that one area, and it's not really the best thing to do, okay? So you may have to be careful and think about, is that the right thing to really be cutting? But if you want a perfectly symmetrical, balanced haircut so that you can have these layers, as you can see right there, flowing nicely, you have to make sure you have an even haircut. So I sell these combs on my website. I have my own scissors too. Everything is basically available. Shop.TheSalonGuy.com. Again, shop.TheSalonGuy.com. Use code YouTube20. I even have hair clips like this, right? Scissors, combs, blow dryers, anything you need. It's all available there. YouTube20 gets you 20% off. But let me know if you've ever experienced anything like this in the past where you actually had to take matters in your own hands and even out the haircut. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.